नमः हरिः ओम् श्रीगणेशाय नमः श्रीसरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीपादवल्लभनरसिंहसरस्वती श्रीगुरुदत्तात्रेयाय नमः ॐ हसन्मुखाय विद्महे प्रेमरूपाय धीमहि तन्नो विरजानन्दः प्रचोदयात्. It's a good and pleasant divine evening that we are meeting each other. Probably for the first time that I'm speaking you in English. We have found the wonderful divine success when how divine energy can be really made use in our daily life. That was a concept that has been experimented for past almost 3 years, and it is given the wonderful experiences and the results for not one or two, for not even thousands, but lakhs of people. I want to share how all these things are happening and what is the intention and how we can go ahead with these things. The first and the foremost thing, that the concept of divine which we are having in our hearts and the minds even today is that divine is only for the eternal or the next birth, are to be taken moksha or kaivalya or nirvana like that. But we have forgotten the other side of this divine, and this divine energy can also be used. The divine power can also be used for the welfare of the mankind. We have forgotten that aspect. That is our bad luck. Yes, it is possible. The divine is only not for other things like para, it is also used even in our daily life to achieve or solve our many of the problems. I want to connect all these things with your science so that you can understand better on these subjects. The law of conservation of energy says that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but one form of the energy can be converted into another form. In the past, thousands of years back, our rishis and munis, they were doing penance, and they have found that there is great amount of divine power that has been spread throughout the universe. This is not a new thing they had. And in those times, it is not their main aim to get moksha or kaivalya or nirvana. They were actually conducted so many experiments how this divine energy can be used for the welfare of the mankind. That was there with them. They had conducted, the wonderful success had come. I tell you, it may be surprising you if I say the truth that all nations in the whole world, they are all doing various experiments how best the energy or the physical energy or the power can be used for the welfare of the mankind. Even now, all the nations, all the countries are doing these experiments only on energies like electrical energy, atomic energy, hydro energy, wind energy, like various, how these energies can be utilized for the welfare of the mankind. They are doing all experiments. That is, experiment is an ongoing process. It is going on. But there is only one country which has had that experiment, and to say that There is one power called the divine power, which can also be used for the welfare of the mankind. The one country which has established beyond all reasonable doubts that there is one power called the divine power, which can also be used for the welfare of the mankind, is our India, our Bharat, Hindustan. That is why India is being called as Vishwaguru. It is not just it has presented or it has given the Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, or the Brahma Sutra. No, I am not denying, but in the real sense, it's the only country that has done various experiments that how best the divine power can also be used for the welfare of the mankind. That experiment was going on, but unfortunately, we have deviated ourselves from those things. It seems that if you go on hearing these my words, oh, he is telling some stories and he is making some assumptions to prove himself. That may be your thought. But I tell you, I'll quote you one or two examples so that you can understand it better, that how best they were conducting the experiments, that the divine power can also be used for the welfare of the mankind. Past thousands of years back also, when the war was going on, what were the youth they are using? The arrow and the bow. They used to have wars with arrows and the bows. What is an arrow? It's a small metal stick with a metal plate of triangle shape in front. When it is shooted, used to hit somebody. Is that the way they are actually conducting the wars and shooting the arrows from the bow? No, that was not the thing. What they were doing, when they settled this arrow with the bow, they used to chant Agni mantra and put all the energies of Agni to that stick called the arrow. Then they used to charge it. When they used to charge it, then it is called as Agnastra. That is, even the divine power can be converted into another and it can be used for the welfare. There are so many things. They used to have the bow and the arrow, a small metal stick with a triangle shaped plate in front. They used to energize that stick with Varuna mantra and Varuna power. They used to shoot it. Then what? It would have become Varunastra. Similarly, when it was shooted with the Subramanya, that energy, then used to called as Nagastra. That means the divine power can be used. The divine power not only used, it has been used for the various welfare of the mankind. I will tell you one more example. In the past days, these rishis and munis, they were actually what they were doing. They were used to have the penance, the tapasya. The demons used to come there and want to destroy their penance. That was there. Then what these rishis were doing? They were not taking the sword and fighting with them. They have not even get up. They used to take a small grass besides them and used to energize with the divine power and throw that grass to the demons. That grass, a small grass stick, used to fight with the demons and to send them back. That is the divine power. After 20 years of sadhana, with the grace of Guru Swami Virajananda Saraswati Maharaj, with the grace of Mata Lalita Mahatripur Sundari and Durga Mata, we started conducting these experiments. Is it true? Only those days. Can we use it now also for the welfare of the mankind? That is why we started our divine experiments. After I had my blessings with my Sadguru Swami Virajananda Saraswati, His Holiness Swami Virajananda Saraswati Maharaj, we started conducting the experiments. And it has given the results that for not one or two or hundreds or thousands to the lakhs of people to establish that divine power is the most powerful. It is behind all your medicinal science and other science. I'm not degrading any aspect. Even the medicinal science or the present science is the part of the divine only. There cannot be anything other than the divine. That's a separate issue. But the whole thing, we have to understand that the most powerful is the divine power that can also be used for the welfare of the mankind. And you may be surprised to hear that so many, not hundreds or thousands, these results had come with that divine. Hence, the very basic concept is that this divine, what we have so far assumed that the divine is only for the worship and the prayer to get the moksha and etc. No, it is not like that. That divine power can also be used for the welfare of the mankind. Yes, with that concept, we started our journey with the divine blessings. I tell you, there are so many. Some, my daughters, divine daughters, even after 20 years of marriage, they had not got the issues. They had prayed all the gods. They had visited all the hospitals. And they had taken all the types of IVF and other treatments, but it has failed. But after taking this grace of the divine, they have been conceived even naturally. So many cases. So many success stories are there to prove that it is there. And at this juncture, I bow my head to my Guru Swami Virajananda Saraswati. Actually, honestly telling, since from the childhood till now, my Guru also given me only three members, three divine Divya Trayaru, and I am following them. That is Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Srimate Sharada Devi, and also Swami Vivekananda. I have gone in depth for the past 20 years of my sadhanas. I prayed actually my Guru Swami Virajananda Saraswati. Swami, please don't teach me the Vedanta. Don't teach me Bhagavad Gita or Brahma Sutra or Upanishad. Please guide me and give me the directions that if there is divine power, how best we can make use of it for this life, for the benefit of the mankind. That was there. And with his blessings, it has happened. Yes, divine power is there. Now I quote some of the sayings of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, how actually our journey has started for the just 2.5 years back. Actually, we were confined to our own language, Kannada, and we have formed for this purpose, the two during Corona, we are having more than 1,000 WhatsApp groups with more than nearly 3 lakhs of people. And the guidance is going on every day through this WhatsApp group. And only a few things have been uploaded in YouTube because there's a reason behind it. I will tell you today why it has not been, everything is not loaded to the YouTube. This journey has commenced when it struck to my mind the one words of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, His Holiness. Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmaswarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. In one of the occasions, if you go through the Gospels of Ramakrishna, you will find it. Gospels of Ramakrishna, the most popular and most selling books in the whole world, Gospels of Sri Ramakrishna. One of these sayings is that Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he says, Mother is there and she is cooking some food and she is preparing the rice. Now the stove is on and the rice is boiling. At the same time, that little child which is sleeping now gets up and starts crying. Now what the mother does? Whether he waits, okay, let the child cry, no problem. Let the rice be cooked completely. Whether she thinks like that, after cooking is over, then putting a plate on it and just stopping the stove, then whether she goes and takes her child? No, no mother does this. When she feels and comes to know that her child has got up and is crying, she is not bothered about the rice at all. She put off the stove and goes and carries the child. That is the motherhood. Every mother, every common mother does these things. If every common mother does things, then he says and asks one more question to us. An ordinary mother, another ordinary ma, she is so much inclined towards her children. We call Jagannathe Ma. Do you think she do not hear to you at all? Do you think she is not bothered about you? Do you think that he do not respond to your sorrows and miseries? Then he straightfully asks one more question. If it is so, if the Jagannatha, whom we call as Ma, is not at all responding to us, not at all looking to us, not at all seeing our ears, our eye drops, if she cannot hear our crying, then she is not equal to our common mother. Even if she cannot behave as a common mother, how can I call her as Jagannatha, my ma? How can I call Jagannatha as my ma? Immediately answers, no, that is not possible. That is not the way. She responds. Because we are her children. She is not an ordinary mother. She is a mother of mother. And the mother who has given this body to us is the present mother, is for this life only. But Jagannatha is the father my all my life. And she hears to us. She finds, she consoles for our sorrowness. She is there to say, I am with you. That is the truth that has been brought out by Paramahamsa Ramakrishna. On these lines we started to work at that Jagannatha is not just there for us to worship her, not to just praise her with Sahasranamas and Astotra, etc. I'm not saying that you don't do that. That's not the thing here. You do whatever, but she is not meant only for that. Whether she is meant only for to take all the aratis and all the Astotra and the Sahasranama and all pujas? No, she is the mother of mother. She responds to us because she is her greatness, her kindness. When we call her Asma, she responds to us. This has been it is not a theory, and this has been put into practice how far it is possible. That is why we have started experiments on this. I tell you honestly, these are the divine experiments. How best we can use the divine power for the welfare of the mankind. There are so many sorrows, worries, and miseries. Yes. Then how best we can make use of this divine power, at least to some extent, to solve those problems and miseries. That is the concept. With that aspect, we are going. This is the need of the hour. This is the need of the hour. Because now we have come to such a state. We have forgotten how best this divine power can be made use for the welfare of the mankind. But we have been, in our subconscious, it has been made very, very clear to us that divine is only for the pray and arati and chanting, etc. No, it is not just like that. The divine is there throughout you and for your welfare. But we have forgotten how best we can make use of that divine power for the welfare of the mankind. That is the experiment that is being going on, and it is giving wonderful results. That to say that Ma is there, Jagan Mata is there, and actually she is taking care of us. It has been a wonderful, wonderful. I think before I go, I want to tell you one small incident. During last Navaratri Puja, we had 10 days Navaratri Puja at Sri Sainatha Gnana Mandira, Bhatrenalli near Bangalore in Karnataka. And on the second day, one young had come. Her name is, I think, I can mention her name, Chandrika. She had come with an infant of 1 month baby to take the blessings of Appaji. When it come to her turn, I asked him, it is just 1 month. Why you came here now? It's not right for you to take this small baby like this. No, then she said, Appaji, it's only your blessings this child has been born. I tell you what happened. Actually, she is the only daughter of the great industrialists in Bangalore, a millionaire. She had married 5 years back, and they wanted to have a child. The husband and wife wanted to have a child, but they could not get an issue even after 5 years. As usual, they have gone for the medical consultancy, and the great gynecologists in the Bangalore city, they have seen the reports and told that it is not possible for her to get a child, an issue at all. Then this small lady and also her husband with the parents, they had gone to a famous gynecologist in Bangalore. I don't want to name the doctor. He was looking into the files of that young, and he said, I'm sorry. It's not possible for her to get a child at all. You can think of the alternates to adopt a baby or not. It's up to you. But I tell you honestly, it's not possible. The reports is very clear. You know, they are all well off. Then the parents said, she's the only daughter, They want their own grandchild for them. Then they told that famous gynecologic surgeon, they said, okay, doctor, no problem. If it's not possible in India, we will move to abroad and consult the doctor so that my daughter gets an issue. Actually, the doctor got irritated. He got the angry also. He threw the files before them and challenged them. You see, it's a challenge. Don't think that in an inferior way our Indian doctors. I challenge you, you go anywhere in the world. She will not get an issue. You may please go. Then the parents were desperate. And the mother of that young one was in our group, Lalita Sahasranama group. Then she told her daughter, Ma, my child, there is one old man called Appaji. You take his blessings so that let us try one more thing. The young one laughed at her and actually teased her mother, what ma you are telling? Even the whole medical science is saying, you have seen, you have heard what the doctors have said, that it is possible. How far all these things are possible? Don't do all these things. If you have a belief, you do whatever pujas or other things, you chanting or any other prayers. I'm not worried, but don't insist me to go to anybody or talk to anybody. I'm not that way. I'm desperate. Don't. Please don't irritate me, ma. But her mother insisted her, okay, let us not go or visit. At least come, my child. Let us take the blessings at least over four. This story actually it's very I too get tears when I hear this story. Then through some of our group admins, she called me and she told, please bless my young one, Appaji. Then the young one took the phone. Actually, she laughed without saying anything. How laughing was, in the sense it was like that even the famous gynecologist has told that it is possible. What can this, your blessings can do? That was her, I think so. That is what I assumed. Then I told only thing, don't worry, my child. My blessings are there. The divine blessings are there. You will have an issue. Then she said, thank you, Guruji. That's all. That's all what happened. You may not believe, it is surprising that month itself, she not got the periods. When she tested, it is found positive, and after 2 months, it was confirmed that heartbeat has also come to the, and she is pregnant. After that, she has got that child, and she had brought it to say that this is. Why I am telling, there are so many such cases to say that it is not only getting an issue for any other things. We can make the best use of the divine for our welfare. It is possible. But we have struck at one point this aspect of using the divine power for the welfare of the mankind is the real base of our Indian culture, is the real base of our tradition, is the real spirituality, that even the divine power can be made use for the welfare of the mankind. But over a period of time, we have forgotten this. I don't want to go back to the history when we stopped this. When one Macaulay had come, he has openly told that we can rule India for a long time. If we can change the education pattern. The Macaulay has changed the education pattern. So far we had the Gurukulas and all other things. He has changed. Now we have forgotten what is our Indian traditional power. What is the Indian spiritual power we have forgotten. Now for us, only the physics, chemistry, or nowadays this artificial intelligence, this has become true. And if I say all these things, we Indians will, is it possible? To that is the state. But our real spirituality is not just getting some knowledge. Actually, the real spirituality is the power. To have that spirituality itself is a power. Before concluding, I want to tell you one thing. Swami Vivekananda had visited Chicago for the Universal Religious Conference, Chicago. Everyone knows that. He was the last one to speak on the first day. He was the last one to speak on the first day. Then they made an announcement. Now, Swami Vivekananda, the Hindu monk from India, Swami Vivekananda got up from his chair and went there. From the morning till evening, they were hearing so many lectures. Actually, they were almost getting the sleepy. Swami Vivekananda went there on the dais and said, "My dear brothers and sisters of America," when those words come out of from his mouth, the whole gathering of 7,000 people got up simultaneously and clapped. Simultaneously, they got up and clapped for 2 minutes continuously. What made them to got up, everyone, and to clap? Some may analyze that. Till then, the speakers used to speak the call and address as ladies and gentlemen of America, and the Swami Vivekananda had called them, "My dear brothers and sisters of America." That's why this response. No, that is not. That's the wrong way of interpretation. If you go through the complete works of Vivekananda, you will find that he is not the first person to address as "my dear brothers and sisters of America." On that particular day, before he uttered those words, two had already addressed it as "my dear brothers and sisters of America." Then what made the whole gathering of 7,000 people to get up simultaneously and clap for 2 minutes? It is not the words of Swami Vivekananda. The divine power, the spiritual power that has passed through his words, that has made the whole gathering to get up and clap. That is spiritual power. Spirituality is not just a teaching. Spirituality is not just getting something information to our brain. No. The real spirituality is the power. The divine power, the spiritual power. That is our Indian tradition. Yes, that spiritual divine power can be made use of the welfare of the mankind. That is the concept here. That has been proved into practice now. And from now onwards, at least once in a week or twice, I am going to address you even in English also, so that what the benefits are, the path that has been taken by the Kannadiga people in Karnataka, in India, can also have these experiments in their life to prove themselves that divine is not there to receive the worship. It is there. It's an entity that responds to us. That's the major concept that have been. Divine is there. Then how? That is also very nice. I'm going to talk on these things. The very purpose is that. That you should understand what is that divine and how best we can make use of that divine power for the welfare of the mankind and for ourselves. We have come to such a situation and such a state that it is the need of the hour. Otherwise, now itself, the word divinity has lost its real meaning. The real spirituality we have deviated ourselves to such an extent of getting some information. That is not at all. It is not how many books you read, how many lectures you hear. That's not at all required. You remember Paramahamsa Ramakrishna could not able to write Ramakrishna in a complete sense. He used to write Ramakrishna. He had no. Ramana Maharshi had just passed 3rd standard. Don't think all the great persons of this spiritual has studied everything. By studying, I do not denying that. By just studying, you will grow intellectually, but not spiritually. Because even if you grow intellectually, you will not get any power. To get that divine power, the spiritual power, that is the way. That's the way of Indian tradition and in the Indian life. To conclude, for this day, Just I want to quote one more thing and to say Shubhamastu for you. The one thing I want to remember, I'm remembering the words of Swami Vivekananda. Namashri Rajaya Vivekananda Suraye Sachiswaru Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharini. Swamini Tapahari. Swami Vivekananda says, Shunvantu Vishve Amrutasya Putraha. O Amruta Putras, you just hear to me. There is no guarantee that you will be born as human beings in your next birth. That is what Swami Vivekananda addresses. O Amruta Putras. He addresses the humans as Amruta Putras and say, you just hear to me. There is no guarantee that you will be born as human being in your next birth. Then what we have to do? He never said, Atma Sakshatkara, Bhagavat Sakshatkara, Swaswarupa Darshana. No, he has not uttered anything. Then Swami Vivekananda continued, each soul is potentially divine. Each soul is potentially divine. Each soul. There is no that one soul has the divine power, other do not. It is not like that. Each soul has the divine power. Each soul is divine power. Whether good or bad, in whatever the circumstances he is there or she is there, it is that divine. Each soul is potentially divine. Beyond the caste, creed, sex, religion, etc., each soul is potentially divine. Then what we have to do? Swami Vivekananda continues and says, invoke the divinity in each soul, and that is the purpose of life. Invoke the divinity in each soul, and that is the purpose of life. He says, what is the purpose of life? He says, the purpose of life, to invoke the divinity in each soul. That is what we are trying to do through these groups. And to say that many people, lakhs of people has misunderstood that Appaji is doing some miracles. I honestly tell you, I am not doing any miracles at all. Just I am following Swami Vivekananda. Through my words, I am just invoking the divinity that is hidden in you itself. And when that hidden divinity comes out of you, whatever you wishes is taking place. That is how Swami Vivekananda proved himself. How? And all these things I am elaborating in our groups. We are conducting this Lalita Sahasranama groups. One more thing before concluding, I want to make it is very clear that I am not here to spread Lalita Sahasranama. I am not using Lalita Sahasranama just to hide its sanctity, etc. But Lalita Sahasranama is only one of the media for us to say that how best we can make use of the divine power. Because that Lalita Sahasranama, many people might have misunderstood that I am only for the spreading of that Lalita. I am not meant for that. One lady has reacted that, Appaji, I used to chant Lalita Sahasranam the past 25 years, but I had no experience at all. But after joining the group, I am having so much of experiences. I told, my child, you are rearing a cow for the past 20 years. Do you know how to milk it and get milk out of it? No. I am here not to teach you how to rear the cow, but how to get milk out of it, how to milk the cow. The very purpose, it is not just to spread the Lalita Sahasranama, to make importance clear. If that power is there, divine power is there, how best we can make use of it for the welfare of the mankind. That's the concept. And it is possible. It has proved beyond all reasonable doubt. There are so many thousands, not lakhs of people are experiencing. Yes, that. Then how best we can make use it? What are the ways? This is how the WhatsApp groups are also teaching you. I'm teaching you three groups, how these to be done. And shortly, we have already started the groups in English also. Many people are anxious to join the new groups. We will also start the new groups. And apart from that, I'm coming to you through this media and have an interaction with you. There will also be question and answer session in future, so that the Indian culture, our tradition, the real sense of spirituality of the Bharatiya Parampare, the heritage of India, that has to come to the light to prove that India is Vishwaguru and divine power is there for the welfare of the mankind also. That's the concept. With these words, my blessings to you, one and all. I wish you have the divine source within yourself, not to just get something eternal, and it is possible to lead a happy life with that divine power. And the main concept is be happy and keep on smiling. This life is there for both things, to do for para and also to lead a happy, the real happiness. I will tell you in later classes what is real happiness and how to get it. All these things, it is an introduction today. Let us do that. I pray, Ma, to bless you one and all. And my last words of today is that we had taken birth as human beings. We have to lead our life happily and peacefully. One thing is certain, that we have to leave this body and go one day or the other. But till we are here, we should have lead that blissful life. And my blessings to you, one and all. Jai Shri Mata. Jai Shri Mata. Jai Shri Mata.